So the next thing that I'm going to do, it might seem a little bit outlandish. Maybe that won't surprise anybody. Hey friends, today I am taking you down to little old Homestead 2. I've got my violin with me and I'm excited to spend some time with all of you. Let me show you where I am. Welcome, friends, to tiny little Homestead 2, my little tiny nook hidden in the woods. This is a small, tiny little cabin that my husband and I had built on our property. It actually took about 2 years to build this. It was a very slow process. It is about 10 by 12. And it is really a place where I come to sort of do nothing and feel at peace. Like the second I get in here, it's like I just feel my shoulders drop and I feel relaxed and at ease, like I can let go a little bit. And today I just wanted to share that with all of you. So the only thing really in Homestead 2 is a little couch where I usually keep a sleeping bag on it. Sometimes in the morning when it's dark, I'll come down here and sort of hide myself in the sleeping bag and do a meditation. Or if I'm being honest, sometimes I'll just fall asleep. So today I have just felt, if I'm being honest, like I was in a little bit of a funk, and I'm sharing that with all of you because number one, it's realistic and honest. And number two, I also feel like it's so important to acknowledge our feelings exactly where we are, and then also intentionally find ways that we can uplift ourselves and allow ourselves to feel the way that we want to feel rather than needing circumstances outside of ourselves to change. I spent most of my life looking outside of myself for the next best thing that was going to solve all of my problems. And very, very rarely did I ever look inside myself. Very rarely did I even acknowledge that I was the creator of how I felt. It was always something outside of me, and I was being very reactive to it. So one of the things that I do when I'm in a funk is, number one, acknowledge that that's where I am and simply observe it and try to see a little bit what that funk is trying to tell me. Instead of pushing it away or denying it, I can simply be with it and not necessarily label it as good or bad. I can also choose not to go down the negative spiral, because what happens when I'm in a little bit of a funk is that it tends to pick up momentum, and other things that match my funk start to arrive. And before I know it, the funk is a full-blown panic attack or anxiety attack. And I'm pretty much convincing myself that I'm a failure, that everything I've ever done is wrong, etc., etc. And I know that that's not true, but sometimes sometimes my mind does go there. And it is important to learn how to respond to those moments with love and grace for yourself, and also how to nurture and nourish yourself from within those moments so that you can move forward and into a little bit better feeling of a place. So today we're going to do a couple things to get out of a funk and to find a little bit of peace and relief and calm. When I think about what are the feelings I want, like right now I'm in this funk, which if I close my eyes and I just ask myself, what does the funk feel like, Anastasia? Whew. Just feels heavy. It feels like just a sense of anxiety, like I'm disappointing people, like I'm going to fail. It feels fearful. It feels lackful. It compares itself to others. Whew. And I can just sit here and observe all of that going on. And also just let it know that those difficult feelings, they have a home here. They have a home here too. And they're just trying to show me some need that isn't being met. So now when I ask myself, what is it that I want to create? How do I want to feel? It's a feeling of relief, freedom, ease, peace, openness, fun, joy, creativity, flow, excitement, connection, love. And now I'm just going to let myself for a moment, and you can do the same too, but think of the feelings that you want to cultivate, and go ahead and see if you can feel them a little bit. Just relax your shoulders and just relax into this moment. And allow some of those feelings to start to be present. So now, whenever I look at my feelings, especially the feelings that I don't necessarily want to be feeling, I always envision myself like clicking on a headlamp and shining that headlamp on them, and allowing myself to see that they are there. There is something in the seeing and the recognizing of them that lessens the heaviness that I often feel when I'm just carrying them around. It's like the second I click on that light and look at them, there's a sense of lifting, of lightness, of opening a door a tiny bit and allowing a teeny bit more ease to come into my life. And I feel like that teeny little bit of ease is like a tiny finger hold. And I always think of rock climbers who are able to scale these incredible walls, literally sheer cliffs, by holding on to just the tiniest little nubbin of rock on the side of what appears to be a smooth face. And that's kind of what this opening does for us, is that in the recognition, in the witnessing, and in the observing of the funk, it's like grabbing on to just the teeniest little handhold and beginning the process of climbing up to a slightly better feeling place. Maybe I'm not ready to head out to the county fair yet, but already, even just sitting here talking to all of you, I feel more hopeful. I feel more energetic. I feel like, ooh, I have a little bit of relief. I feel a little better now. So I'm going to do a couple other things, and we're going to see if we can't together keep finding this good feeling and see what happens. So the next thing that I'm going to do, it might seem a little bit outlandish. Maybe that won't surprise anybody. But when I find myself in this funk, I just desperately crave nothingness. Like, I don't want to think. I don't want to answer questions. I don't want to have any responsibility whatsoever. It's like I just want to, like, it's like I want to take a cheese grater and grate away all the stuff in life that doesn't actually matter and distill it down to this moment. And for whatever reason, laying down on the ground gives me that feeling of just absolute surrender and relief and nothingness, and like, oh, I can breathe. So if you're driving right now, don't do this. But if you're in a place where you can do it, find some space anywhere, and we're going to lay down. We're going to lay down on the ground. Here I am in Homestead 2. Gotta say, outfit is looking pretty awesome today. Find a spot wherever you are, lay down on the ground, and just let yourself breathe for a minute or two. Just see if you can let your shoulders relax. Your feet can fall to the side. Take a couple big breaths. And just let yourself feel like absolute relief. Know where you need to go, nothing you need to do. Just be right here. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly get up. Take your time and just notice how you feel. I feel easier, a lot more peaceful, relaxed. I definitely notice that my energy has shifted. Something that is so important while you're doing that is that your mind is going to wander. And as you're laying there, just keep coming back over and over to your breathing. Come back again and again to yourself. Your mind is where the chaos lives, but peace and stillness live in one place and one place only. And that's the present moment. And that's what we're getting a little bit closer to as we lay there and as we let ourselves intentionally relax. So the next thing I'm going to do, the last thing I'll do today, is play some music for all of you. The other thing that really helps me when I'm in a funk is to step away from the computer, step away from anything that's related to work, and do something creative. Whether that is painting, whether it is dancing, whether it is playing music, whether it is just going outside and looking at the sky or writing, whatever it might be for you. When you do something creative, you start to activate a different part of your brain. The brain that's trying to figure it all out and put the complicated, impossible pieces of life together is not going to help you move through a funk. But the part of your brain that is creative, that's the part of your brain that is infinite. That is the part of your brain that is connected to love. That is the part of your brain where you generate kindness and generosity and abundance and ease and all of the things that you actually want to create. And so when you take time to step away from your thinking mind and move more into your creative mind, you are again opening that door just a tiny little bit. So we'll end today with a song. I'll play it from me to you. And I hope it brings you a feeling of peace and belonging. I hope it reminds you how truly unique and special you are. I hope it also helps you remember that however you are right now, even if you are in a funk, even if you aren't out of the funk, there is nothing wrong with you. And there's nothing you need to fix. Each piece of the puzzle of our life matters very, very much. And it is when we can settle into trusting that, that we allow all opportunities in life to bloom into something really special. So thank you for being here. And here's a little music from me to all of you.